Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Jean-Simon Venne. Jean-Simon Venne is a co-founder and CTO of BrainBox AI. BrainBox AI's technology leverages artificial intelligence to improve commercial building operational efficiency through the HVAC system, reducing energy consumption and cost. As a technology expert specializing in the fast and efficient migration of technological innovations to commercial applications, Jean-Simon has over 25 years of experience developing and implementing new technology to solve long-standing commercial issues in the fields of telecommunications, biotechnology, and energy efficiency. Prior to joining BrainBox AI, he was responsible for the successful integration of M2M technology in over 200 smart buildings across North America, Europe, and the Middle East. Jean-Simon holds a Bachelor of Engineering in Industrial Engineering from École Polytechnique de Montréal and a certificate in logistics from the University of Georgia Tech. Well, good afternoon, Jean-Simon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
It's great to have you on the show. I appreciate you jumping on, and got the schedules coordinated. And what's really exciting is the day has finally come, and we're sitting here on a podcast talking with each other about some of the great things you're doing at BrainBox AI. So let's jump into the questions, Jean-Simon. You've got quite the career in tech. As a senior leader, board member, and now you're the chief technology officer and co-founder at BrainBox AI. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
I think it was kind of a race, right? Always racing toward using technology to resolve problems. It generated a lot of frustration over the last 30, 40 years, because I was always trying to do different things, and then the technology was just not capable to do that, or it was just too expensive. So you were like systematically blocked by the size of the investment. And we're reaching, I would like in the last 5, 6, 7 years, we're reaching the point where now the technology is so powerful that now we could basically do all of these things that we were not able to do, either because of the cost or the capability of the technology. So I think it's for the first time we're reaching the point where we're not limited by the technology, but limited by our capacity to brainstorm on how you're going to use that power. And it's very, very exciting right now.
I love that. And you're absolutely right. Just in the last couple of years, in fact, the last 15 months during the pandemic, we've seen some just amazing changes and advancements in innovation. So appreciate the share on that. And Jean-Simon, let's talk about the pandemic then. You know, we all had to make these shifts and sacrifices the last 15 months. What are your plans to adjust for continued growth for BrainBox going forward?
I think it's changing the way we did the big shift, right? Where it's funny because for the last 25 years, we always said, we should do, working from home, teleworking, they were calling it back then. But really nobody was really doing it at a massive scale. So the COVID just hit, and now everybody did it and kind of realized that, first of all, it's feasible. Secondly, it's not that bad, right? So we're missing these times where we work together in the office, brainstorming, meetings. So I think going forward, the way we're looking at it is, okay, great working from home, but let's have maybe a couple of days in the office, maybe 2 days per week, and then where we're going to do all of the brainstorming, all of the team coordination, and then you go back home and you do all of your homework, basically, right? Kind of similar than going to school. So the office will not be a place where you go work and do your coding in your cubicle, but it's going to be more like a place where you go meet, greet, exchange idea, and then when it's time to go do your own thing, you go back home doing that. So you could imagine that the office space will be completely redesigned.
Yes, it's amazing what we've done and we've had to do, but going back to the office is something that is going to be kind of not just the new normal or the old normal. It's going to be kind of a hybrid. And so I'm interested to see what everybody's doing. And we're starting to see a little bit of that now, but I'd say in the next 6 months, we'll be able to talk about that a little bit more and see some of the things that people have done. So thanks for sharing that. And Jean-Simon, you're obviously leveraging some new and emerging tech in your tech stack, right? Is there anything you might be able to share with us today?
Yeah, it's the deep learning aspect. So everybody talk about AI, and it's a very big space, AI. But one of this sub segment of AI is what we call the deep learning. So it's these neural network, which are becoming very, very popular and are being used now in business, I would say, for the last 6 years. Their capability to predict the future, which is exactly what they're doing right on the autonomous car, as they're using these neural networks to predict if the bicycle is going to turn left, going to turn right, is that squirrel is going to cross the street or not, or it's going to do that classical move of trying to cross, stuck in the middle, wonder if it should revert trajectory, and discovering that 80% of the time it's reverting trajectory, right? So they're predicting where all of these moving pieces will be in the next few minutes with these neural network. So knowing the future is giving you the opportunity to design a decision or a control strategy which is adapted to that future, especially if you want to change that future for a better future. So it's exactly what we do. Is we're predicting where these neural network, what will be happening in the building in the next 6 hours. And we identifying all of the undesired behavior that will be happening in the future. And we're changing the control strategy. So we're eliminating these undesired events to have a better future. So reshaping the future. So that is how powerful these neural networks are. And we're just scratching the surface, beginning to play with them.
That's amazing. And this is the type of stuff that we really get into and talk about on this platform. Especially, all emerging technologies, but AI has been very prevalent in the conversations as of late. So thanks again for sharing, Jean-Simon. So Jean-Simon, last question here. Can you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in technology or entrepreneurship?
Yeah, it's I would say never quit. Keep pushing. I mean, it's never an easy path, and it's always hard, and it's full of failure, right? Taking the risk. When we started this space, there was several of a former colleague engineer that told me that you will not be successful. You're going to fail. Why? Here's why you're going to fail. Don't even try to attempt it. There's no way it's going to work. So when you receive these kind of advice, it's very easy to go like, well, they're right? Why should I be right and they be wrong? And you go back home, right? You just let it go. But don't keep pushing. This is how innovation is driven. There's going to be failure, but out of these failure, you're learning and you're going to fix it eventually. The question is how long and how much money you're going to need, but you're going to be successful if you keep pushing.
Love that share about the persistence. A lot of people that we talk to on this show share a very similar message or same sentiment about, just continue to stay curious, continue to push, continue to persist. So I appreciate the share on that, Jean-Simon. And Jean-Simon, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Bye for now.